All right, folks. Hey, welcome to the Crippled Handyman. What I want to, I guess, want to do some talking about incomes and affordability of life out there. I was kind of doing a quick budget of my wife and I's, and it goes off of just calculations of everything that we pay. You know, we're in our 50s, and we are, we ourselves, we've been through the ups and downs financially. Things going great financially, things going bad. I don't know if things been better in our life or worse. I want to say it's been more better. Financially, things have been more on the positive side for the most part. You know, we've had some down years, but I think all in all, I think we've had probably more up years. But when we do have our down years, they are rough. They're hard, very hard. And every year changes. And it's funny, you have goals and things you want to achieve in life and in your future. And, it's just, you want to, you just want the best for both of you. And I know my last video that I put out, I was kind of complaining about a gal that was complaining about, how people's in the 50s that are retired, all they had is so good. And I notice when I watch stuff like that, it just gets under my skin so much. And it shouldn't, but it does. It gets under my skin. But what I want to talk about is, there are different wages that you make, and you can have all the things that everyone else has. And when I say all the things, I say you could have a home, you could have a vehicle, and, you could, maybe take a simple, weekend trip somewhere on a modest, salary or modest income, I should say. And this was based off of, I was basing this off of like $65,000 a year. And that's not our salaries or anything like that. But you can have a mortgage. You can have a, car insurance, pay the electric, pay the gas, pay your trash bill, your sewer and water, your phone, your internet, something like Netflix, food and gas. And that's just the simple basics. And that amount, if you had, like, say, a $1,700 mortgage, and this is no car payment, and if you spend $300 a month as a, no, I'm sorry, let me get back up. $400 a month, and this is if you're solo. Even if you're dual income, making $65,000, even $75,000, you can afford a $250,000 home. And those of you who are saying, "Well, how do I find a $250,000 home?" They do exist. I did a lot of research. When I say a lot of research, I spent probably a half hour to maybe an hour. I was checking out states like North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee, Indiana, Wisconsin, Michigan, Idaho, North Dakota. I was even checking like New Mexico, different parts of Colorado. There are homes under 300. I found homes in Huntington, Alabama for under $200,000. I guess for your young generation in today's world, trying to live in that exclusive neighborhood you want to get into, that may not be the case. You may not be able to do that. There's neighborhoods. I love the big homes and all that. When I lived back in Illinois, there's different deluxe homes and so forth. I couldn't afford it, but I didn't complain like, oh, inflation and I can't afford to live there because those home prices are out of my budget, which they were. They were out of my budget. I wasn't making $200,000 a year to afford that kind of home. I stuck in my lane. I stayed in my lane. I didn't try to pretend and buy these fancy cars and try to impress or anything like that. I had nice cars and people thought I was trying to impress, but it's like they don't realize I didn't spend a lot of money on them. That's the difference. Yeah, on like a $65,000, $70,000 income based, you can't afford a home. And like I said, if you want to go to the next extreme and to be able to take a week's vacation somewhere, well, that's when you're going to have to start thinking outside the box and doing some sort of gig for some extra money. I did it. I know several people have done it throughout the years. It's very seldom that people are that lucky enough to become a lawyer, become a doctor. Even people that were in real estate. Not all real estate agents did well, but I actually knew a lot of people that did well in real estate. And I know people that are in real estate. They sold 2 properties a year, but that was actually a second gig for them. Their main job is like being a lawyer. That's just an example. Me, myself, I was in the construction industry. I was an HVAC contractor, and then I would build homes. I would do side jobs in the HVAC. It wasn't even HVAC side jobs I did. I got very skilled in all of the trades, and then I started building decks. I started remodeling kitchens. I started doing tile floors. And if you've seen one of my other videos, I talked about where my father had taught me almost basically everything by the time I was 21 years old. And I'm very grateful to have that. And I would encourage, obviously no one had a father like mine. And maybe if you did, you know what I'm talking about. You're forced to learn this industry. And so going back to where I saw in videos where people are saying, "Oh, the new $50,000 is $100,000." I think that's a little bit out of proportion. A little bit. If you go in like different areas of neighborhoods where homes used to be $300,000, and unfortunately, now they're selling for $450,000, $500,000, $600,000. Yeah, that sucks. That does suck. Because there's areas that, who knows, maybe in the future, my wife and I in 15 years decide to want to move somewhere else out of state. Hopefully not. We plan on staying here. But we have our now, hopefully, forever home. But even though, having said that, I don't think I want to leave this on a positive end of knowing the fact that if you're making $65,000, $75,000, say, even if that's a dual income with 2 people, you can have a home, but you're not going to live in the luxurious cities like Denver, Colorado, Chicago, Illinois, New York, Manhattan, New York, LA. Like even myself, the amount of money that my wife and I bring in, LA is we couldn't afford to live out there, nor would we want to. And we don't have car payments. We don't have credit card debt. We have a mortgage, and our goal is to have this mortgage paid off in how many years? We're hoping 9 years, have this house paid for. I'll be 64. She'll be 62, 61. And she still has several years left under her belt to keep working. So even another 8-9 years to continue savings and, going on vacations that we so desire to do it now while we, have our health. Besides, I have my personal health struggles with chronic pain with my back. So I have my limitations, but, I am monitored with some medicine to, help me through my day. But, so don't be deterred for those out there if you're making only $65,000, $70,000. And when I say only, that's still pretty good money. My daughter, she just got out of college, and ballparking. She's up doing about $75,000. She has her own car. She has her, she has a car payment. She has her own 1-bedroom apartment. She pays for her food. She has her college loans. I feel bad for her with the amount of college loans that she does have, but she is doing it. I would say it's a shy of 75, but the great thing within her profession, her raises, she will continue getting raises year by year, and she will be creeping up to the 6-figure category. So, they say, oh, 6 figures is not a big deal to make anymore. Yeah, 6 figures is not a big deal to make anymore. It's a little bit easier. But once she literally, that's her first job, career, and starting at that kind of salary, I guarantee in 10 years, she'll be definitely in the, low 6 figures, 120s, hopefully. And depending on where she goes, I mean, if she becomes a travel nurse, she definitely will be in the 6 figures. If she goes California, but cost of living is way more in California. So on that note, I just want to end this with don't feel discouraged if you have an income of $65,000, $70,000, even if it's a dual income, you are still able to afford your bills if you are smart with everything and you just, basically stay in the world of needs and not wants. Not going out to the store and I have to have an Apple Watch and then going to the store and then you put that on your credit card. So let's try to stay away from credit card debt if you are able to. Credit cards are they're an unnecessary evil. They have it down to where all these other companies, you buy now and you pay later. And I just I did it. My wife, we did it. We like Home Depot. We've always used Home Depot, 0 interest. And I'm getting prices for a dang deck of nearly $100,000 to do a deck. Minimum, they say, is $80,000. I know our deck is big. I can't help how big our deck is. I bought the house with a, unfortunately, large deck. And with my personal skills of the trades, I know how to build a deck. I could do it. I have physical challenges, but hey, I need to get a carpenter dude out here to I'll pay him hourly. I don't care. I'll pay you $35-$40 an hour to help me redo my deck. If you're in the Colorado area and you want to get some side money and help me build my deck, guys, gals, yeah, I'll pay you $35-$40 an hour to help me build my deck. I'm totally cool with that. That's fair. That's totally fair. I miss my buddy Paul all the way up in Denver, Colorado. He was my guy that helped me do all my projects around my house. He was my back, because I couldn't do it, and he would do all the heavy lifting for me. And we built a big deck on that house and a pergola, and we built the shed. We did fencing. We did all kinds of cool stuff together. And yeah, that's what I'm saying, guys, gals. If you need to make some extra cash, there's people like me, walk around. If you have any skills like that, learn some skills, stuff. I guess this whole entire video is kind of just a whole bunch of everything. It focuses like the main focus of this video is like you can't afford a home with $65,000. $75,000 will get you that next level of comfort where you could take a nice week's vacation somewhere. And that would be, better. But at $65,000, you could afford a home, $250,000. Even though the banks say you could probably do $300,000, and it's like, well, where do I get my 20% down on that home, Eddie? And it's like, well, you don't have to put 20% down. Whoever, you could do 3.5% down. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you could do that. There's a thing, there's so many tools in the loan industry that you're able to do. You could do 10% and still get a conventional loan. Ain't that cool? We did that. That's what we did on this house. We had sold our property, made some money, and yeah, we put 10% down. And I had PMI at $90 a month extra. That's for 7 years. It falls off once the house hits the value. The new loan taker is kind of, you have to spend all this money to try to get it off, but we're going to beat them to the punch. We're going to give them a lump sum and be like, yeah, now what's our, now we're at our 78%. So, oh, geez, this is kind of fun. I'm kind of testing this new toy I got today. And I don't know. I'm new at this stuff, guys. And I'm going to leave it at that. Stay positive. But yeah, if you're not, you don't have to make $100,000 to still survive out there. It is harder. Yes, I'm not saying that. But there are areas you can live in. Stay away from HOAs for sure. If you're going to buy a property, buy a home in a neighborhood that does not have an HOA. And then these numbers will come in line of what I'm talking about. So if you're able to bring in $3,300 a month, you could afford the bank rates or whatever said it was a $310,000 home. Don't go to the 310. Guy would stick to a $250,000 home. And yeah, you know, happy shopping. Even though interest rates are they're bouncing around 7 to go below 7, a little bit above 7. Rates will come back down. You know, our economy cannot sustain what it is sustaining right now forever. It can't do that. The economy's always been up and down. It's been a roller coaster forever. We all love it when it's on the upside. When it's on the upside, that's when you take advantage of it. Make as much money as you can. Make the investments you can. Put as much money away as you can. Take on any job opportunity that you're able to. So you are able to get through these harder times. So I guess, you know, for me, I'll just speak for myself. You know, we're doing okay. And I'm very grateful for that, but that was hard work. That was very hard work. That was literally blood, sweat, and tears. Because I bled on it, I did sweat on it, and I did cry about it. You know, I'm a big boy, I'll admit it. I did cry about it a little bit. But it got us out of a debt situation. And now we're on a awesome track, you know, and I like it. It's not where I want to be yet. I want to be better. And that's what I'm going to shoot for. So I'm going to leave it as that. Hey, thanks for watching The Crippled Handyman. And just a channel that talks about my own personal experience of life and my personal opinions of things. And try not to let things down. Surround yourself around positive people. That's a very important thing. Don't surround yourself around people that are negative and always Debbie Downers. You know, it's just, you know, it's not healthy for you and your soul. Mentally, it'll bring you down. You know, you'll see in my last video about that gal, you know, talking about that, you know, the Gen Zers has the hardest of any generation out there. And yeah, that's what this is about, you know, kind of just speaking freely and talking about what's on my mind. And, you know, like I said, I want to, you know, so many topics I want to talk about and share with you, share my experiences, what I done. And yeah, so I'll catch you on the next one. Hit that. Don't forget to, you know, subscribe if you like what you heard, and, you know, leave a comment. I love the chat. You know, I noticed that these larger channels, obviously as they grow, we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. And I'm still learning how to do this editing stuff and so forth. But other than that, yeah, I got my new little toy right here, my microphone. I don't know how it did. I'm going to find out. So hopefully I just didn't talk for the last 25 minutes. And however long I'm going at it right now. And nothing worked. I did that in the last video. The video was like 21 minutes long. I forgot to turn on a microphone. That was on my other camera. And so now this is like direct line to my phone. And just trying something different, trying to keep it loose. And just shout out to everyone out there that's busting their butt and just trying to get through their monthly bills and try to have a little bit extra at the end of all the payments of, you know, all the garbage that they got to pay for. It's expensive to live out there, but it's still your choice to keep those expenses to a minimum. And unfortunately, the minimum today's time is higher than the norm. And but you could get through it. And I wish you all the best again. And we'll see you on the next one.